Good morning, this is Bruce and welcome to my shop on this Tuesday, the last one before Christmas. We have chaos here, it's in every direction. There's a bearing that we're making a bush for an oil housing. We'll show you that in a minute. I'm counterboarding out the housing and machining up a bush to go with it. We have here one of 24-inch caps which were drilled out and cut off these eye bolts, and we're fitting them in. We've got an exhaust manifold here that they from a garage. They're on their way up here now to collect that. That was a getter out to get out this a seized stud. We got that out yesterday afternoon. We've got a machined nut here. I haven't measured it, but at any rate, machined nut with 2 through threads, and these had broken studs inside of them, and they had been some attempts to get that out, including the awful heat that I hate with a passion, and they tried to drill from both sides, etc. Anyway, I got those 2 out. I've cleaned the 2 threads up. I've machined the face. Remachined the face because they'd had it in a vise and they damaged that face. We've got here these tools from a subsea piece of equipment, this is stainless steel with hard facing here, and they came also with a cap with another piece here, an extender piece. And what we've done is we've wire cut this. They used to go down here. They were that thick, and this piece comes up from inside hydraulically, and that's supposed to come through. This pad's supposed to work through. Well, it couldn't come through the way it was before, and so what we've done is we've wire cut these, because this is 65 plus. Rockwell C, this hard facing. So we've done that with a wire cut, and now I'm going to put this onto the mill, and I'm going to mill these cheeks here to bring it out to the same width as the wall below. So that's just about to go on the mill now for me to do this final cut. So we've got 4 of these curved plates that we've got ready now, and we've got those, and then those 2 items were hand carried in these 2 bags. The other one is still being wire cut, and it'll come for me for more machining. And these 2 bags are hand carried on a helicopter off the rig to the airport and down to Perth and across to me, and they'll be going back to the rig tomorrow morning first thing. And then over here in the mill, we've got, we're just about to take this off now. I've finished counterboring this bearing face, and we'll be able to take that out, clean it up, and put that item that we spoke about on there. Over on this mill, we've got a we've got a monocle here that we've made up to fit on the quill. That will be fitting up on the quill. So that I've also got a machine out. This has been water cut. I've just drilled it now to put the locking screw in, and 4 through holes that can be used for holding anything. And this will be used for my GoPro and any other tooling that I want to fit on the quill. And I have another one for the larger mill. And over here we've got parts for these pockets. We've cut all these yesterday, these bushes, and put a little bit of a chamfer in them. Now they've just got to be finished off in the lathe. We've got 20 of those in the box to do. These last pieces of tube need to be ground for welding. We've got all this welding to be done, the bolts to be on those brackets. We've got to clean up the workshop, of course. It's a bloody mess. And then coming over here to the mill, where I'm making the bush for this bearing. You can see here we've got no shortage of swarf everywhere, all over the place. and I'm working and walking in this bloody swarf, including this lot here as well. It's just coming out now into the bin, but once we get this done we'll do a full clean up. This is the bush. It's going to have quite a substantial amount still to be taken off. There'll only be, we're 1 millimetre below the diameter, the internal diameter, and it's going to be 2.5 millimetres thick, so there's still quite a substantial amount to be taken off this bush yet, before I can press it in and press the bearing in. Now on this, with this hollow bar, and as I've mentioned before in my videos, hollow bar will move when you take a substantial amount, and I'm probably taking 90% of the weight off this hollow bar to produce this the bush. So I've machined it to within 1 millimetre on the ID. I'll machine it to within 1 millimetre of the OD, and then I'll let it rest and let it settle, and so that it's nice and cold, and then I'll come in and do the trim for the final trim ID and OD. Otherwise, a fatal problem with these is if I bored it out to final and then I machined it here, this thing would be egg shaped afterwards, minutely, but enough to make it very difficult to maintain the right thing. So we're walking back on this swarf, and then we've cut these 4-inch sockets in half, or sawn them in half, and now they'll go on the lathe, and I'll be machining the outside just a little bit to clean up for welding, and on the inside to slip over those tubes. And as I said, we've drilled out all of these. We've got 6 legs here for another part. We've got all these angle irons that we've cleaned up, and flat bars are cleaned up ready for welding, and those tubes are all ready to go. So all in all, we've been through a lot. We're going through a lot, and then all we're left with then after that is the paperwork. And so I can wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and a healthy New Year, and we'll see you again shortly.